the other expands. Going for 10. Hello, all. So, yesterday was a lot of cardio and kettlebell complexes. So, today I want to do something more bodybuilding esque, something that I can get a pump with. Um, yeah, so probably an upper body pump ish workout, then go into some sled and something like that, then probably end off with some abs. At least that's what's going on in my mind right now, but subject to change. So, um, I'm starting off with landmine shoulder presses, but I'm going to be doing something with it. So, I don't know if you guys know, but there's, I guess, something called Landmine University, and it's this guy who came up with a few landmine exercises that makes you very explosive by utilizing the concept of bending at the spine or something like that. Uh, that's not exactly what it is, but that's kind of the point, I guess. By training the ability to explode, I guess, laterally by bending at the spine. Um, anyway, so I'm doing shoulder presses with the landmine, and while I do the shoulder presses, I'm going to kind of incorporate that concept of bending at the spine. So I'm standing in staggered stance, and I'll have the opposite hand elbow at my hip, and then as I bring it down, the weight down, I raise my elbow to kind of flare the lat, and then as I press, I bring it back down to the hip. So coiling one side while the other expands. Going for 10. It's a lot of core at play there, along with shoulders. Uh, yeah. Then supersetting that with perpendicular landmine rows. So bending over, keeping neutral spine, and going for 10. I have 35 pounds on the landmine. Switching sides. I find this to target the rear delts really well. So with the angle being up and away, it's kind of mimics like a rear delt fly, but in like a row kind of motion. I get a really good contraction in my rear delts while doing this. But yeah, this is what I'm starting off with, 4 to 5 sets, and then on to the next. For the next set of exercises, doing standing cable rows. While doing the rows, there are certain cues that I'm giving myself. So I'm sitting back, but crunching at the upper abs so that I'm not in like a Donald Duck kind of posture with my butt sticking out. By contracting the upper abs, I'm able to kind of mitigate that. And then I'm trying to keep my neck in line with my spine, which in turn forces my shoulders to kind of be fastened in the right position that I want it to be, if that makes sense. And as I lean forward, it creates a stretch in the lats, and I'm also paying attention to how much I hinge at the hips, because that helps exaggerate the stretch too. And row. So all these little cues, in my opinion, help stretch the lat completely and give like more complete development of the lat, and also prevents you from having limited range of motion. Going for 10. Switching the sides. By paying really close attention to the movements like this, I'm able to detect imbalances in my body and make sure to rectify them. Because the more reps that you do with your body in an incorrect position, the more it gets set that way. And that's kind of how I lifted for the first 8 to, well, no, more like 10 to 12 years of my lifting life. And then after that, I got really interested in mobility and range of motion and things of that nature, and working with the whole body as a unit as opposed to building muscle specifically. Supersetting that with standing single arm shoulder presses. So using a 50-pound dumbbell and doing shoulder presses for 10. So usually I do a lot of like kettlebell presses, and I bring the kettlebell down all the way. With the dumbbell shoulder presses, I kind of just want to press it like a dumbbell, not really thinking too much about bringing it forward and exaggerating the range of motion. So yeah, doing 4 to 5 sets of this, and then on to something else. I've been kind of going at like a slow pace. I don't know. Not really. I mean, yesterday was kind of an intense day, so I think as a result, today my body subconsciously is just kind of moving a little slower. And I'm not trying to force it to do otherwise, I'm just kind of letting things be. But for the next set of movements, doing alternate cable tricep push down to start. So, going to do the reps really slow. Don't have a whole lot of weight on there. Really focusing on getting a full stretch in the tricep and a nice contraction and squeeze at the end. Going for at least 15 on each side. With arm exercises, I really enjoy higher rep ranges. With arms, I'm always chasing a pump, so always focusing on slow contracted or slow controlled reps and very intentional contractions and a higher rep range. And then supersetting that with alternate curls, but with two 25-pound kettlebells. So curls feel quite good with these kettlebells. Supersetting biceps and triceps gives a really good pump in the arms. But yeah, doing this for 4 to 5 sets. Then going to move into some abs. So that's probably what's up next. So for abs, starting off with this combination lower ab and upper ab movement. So I have the cables attached to my feet. I hope my upper body is in frame. Okay, so I'm going to bring the right leg up, then do a sit up, then left leg up, sit up. I'm going to do this to failure. The knee raise targets the hip flexor and lower abs. The sit up is more upper abs. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple of sets of this. And then on to the next ab exercise. For the final ab exercise, I have... Oh shit. For the final ab exercise, I have a 10-pound kettlebell on each of my feet. I have it inverted, so usually I hang the kettlebell off with the bell facing down. I tried to do it the opposite way, and it seems a lot more like fastened to my legs or to my feet, if that makes sense. And so what I'm going to do is lie down, and from this position, so I'm keeping my glutes contracted too. Having my glutes contracted kind of applies pressure on the hip flexors, which keeps the hip flexors stretched, which then in turn stretches the lower abs a little bit more. And so I'm going to bring one foot up at a time, targeting either side of the abs. Really being slow and controlled. really focusing on getting that stretch that I was talking about at the bottom. So yeah, I'm doing that for 3 sets of 10 reps on each leg, then going to head to the sauna. And that'll probably be it for today. There's a snowstorm again today, and I don't want to miss the final bus home. So yeah, yeah, that's probably it for today's video. See you all tomorrow.